In today's video, we're going to discuss a stock that just broke out and why all of you should be keeping it on your radar for tomorrow. We're also going to be looking at some stocks that I've mentioned in the last video. Alright, y'all, let's dive into the charts right off the bat. We got the NVDA futures once again. We're using it again because it's an easier chart. It's an easier chart to read. Now, we got the double bottom, which played out. Today, things turned out to be bullish, which I warned you guys in yesterday's video. If you have calls, today was supposed to be a good day for you if you had calls going into the weekend, all right? Right now, what I see with the NVDA is there's a really big bullish pennant forming, slightly bigger than the one before. All right, the one before was here, which played out perfectly. Another one is forming at the moment. Do I like the way it broke out? No, not really. I don't like these wicks right there. This is making me think that the whole structure is kind of sus. All right, could it still play out and go up to, like, I don't know, 22,400, maybe even 23,000? All right, could it do it? Yeah, it definitely could. But in regards to, again, over here we trade options, so you have to be right about not just where it's going, but when it's going to get there. All right, if you don't have these two things right, then it can get kind of dangerous. So but with regards to what's going to happen, I think tomorrow might be, just for the NVDA in general, I think it might give us a doji. I think we might see some consolidation, maybe one day, maybe 2 days. All right, maybe like tomorrow's Tuesday, so Tuesday doji, Wednesday maybe doji, and then Thursday, Friday could be more exciting again, kind of like what we've seen right here during these 2 days. All right, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But some individual stocks are going to make big moves. Okay, so let's look at the VIX. So this is the VIX. The VIX is still downtrending, which is perfectly fine. We still need one big candle down. It still got room down here to 12. Okay, so as long as we got room down here, we can be bullish on the overall markets, and especially after what's happening at the moment right here. We're turning bullish, people. We are turning bullish. Now, the stock that just broke out, which I want to put on you guys' radar to get you all ready for this week, that stock is Amazon. All right, now I want to share Amazon with y'all for two reasons. Yeah, 2 reasons. I got 2 reasons for y'all. So this is Amazon, uptrend, very strong stock. Okay, it had a bullish pennant before, played out through earnings, went up, and then retested this level of support right here. And then it dropped back down, it went back up again. It broke above this level and then retested it again. Or maybe it didn't, but it got quite close. Right now it's forming a double bottom here. We're gonna go onto the 4-hour. When you look at the 4-hour, it has the same structure as the NVDA, which doesn't surprise me at all. All right, but there is a smaller structure that I want to show you guys. So I'm gonna remove this line, and then we're gonna go onto the 1-hour. No, not the 1-hour. We're gonna go onto the 15 minutes. That's better. All right. So with the 15-minute, what I see here is an ascending triangle. It's a little sloppy. The price action looks kind of violent, but it is there. All right, so the ascending triangle is right there. It broke out pre-markets, and then at the open it retested that level of support right here. Buyer stepped in, pushed it up to 228, and then it kind of had this N-shaped pattern right there, and it closed kind of strong. And if you look at the bottom, the volume is increasing into the close. which is usually a good sign for tomorrow. So because this level held at 225.36, and because of the way it closed near, not at the highs, not above the highs, but near the highs of that day, I suspect that we're going to make another move higher on Amazon. They might release really good news pre-markets that's going to cause this one to jump. And I think it's going to go all the way up to 232.75. Somewhere around here. I think it's going to get here by tomorrow at like 10 a.m. I think. All right, I could be wrong, but this structure looks good. Therefore, it's good enough for me to share this in today's video. Now, let's do an update. For those of y'all who watched yesterday's video, y'all should have gotten paid, even if you didn't have calls going into today, right? Y'all should have gotten paid because it was kind of generous. The market was generous. I shared with you guys, I believe it was SOXL. Yes, it was. All right. This is the structure on there, and I told y'all that the breakout was at 1 o'clock. And if you go onto the Discord, again, there was two different things that I was looking at. This is from Friday at exactly like 10:46 a.m. I was waiting for SMH to actually break above 250 and to close. That 4-hour candle, I wanted it to close above the line because that would serve as my confirmation. All right. And also SOXL was looking quite good. Again, I put this in here early. That way people can find the best contracts for them that they want to buy. That way they can get the most bang for their buck. All right. And I had calls on SMH. If you go on here, I had calls on it right here, right there, with the price target of 270. It's not quite at 270. I ended up selling half of my position 15 minutes after the market opened, and then I got out of all of it at 9:11 a.m. when it started to roll over around 260, 250. Like, I missed the high of day by like, let's go over here, SMH. Like, I missed the high of day by about 50 cents because I sold right here and then went up just a little bit and consolidated. Is it going to go up here? I hope so. All right, I'm actually ready for that. I have alerts. As you can see, I have alerts on the chart. I think it's going to get there at some point this week. I just don't know when. Again, when I trade, when I see the stock being kind of exhausted near the top, I get out of it and then I look for something else. That something else turns out to be Amazon for me. Okay, so hopefully Amazon runs like I told y'all it would, and then I will pay back attention. Then I will pay attention back on this one. But because this one had such a massive move and the contracts were up by like 600, 700% on SMH and SOXL, typically this is the sector, the semiconductors, I believe, will be the sector that gives us a doji tomorrow and maybe even a doji on Wednesday before we continue higher to 270. So definitely keep this one on watch. And again, going back to SOXL, y'all could have made some money going in at the open, especially after the break of that pre-market high at $32. I still believe that this one will get to $35. I still think so. It's only a matter of time. All right. Now, the other one that I gave you guys, for those of y'all who paid attention to it, I gave y'all Microsoft as well. I told y'all again. Now, it's good news that it dropped all the way below that level, this level at 430. It was good news, okay? There was a structure on there to provide, there was a structure on there that made the morning run kind of predictable. If we zoom in right here, I taught you guys this before. For those of y'all who've been subscribing to the channel, I taught y'all this before. When you look at the combination of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these 6 candles. This is an island gap reversal, a bullish one. We have the first gap, and then we have the island. This is where all of the short sellers are trapped, all right? And the gap up triggers panic in the mind of all of the shorts. And that panic causes the push to the price target, which is almost always at the open of the candle that started the island gap reversal, this one, all right? And if you look intraday, there was an opportunity to make like double your money from the moment it broke above the pre-market high at around 430 all the way up here to when it got exhausted at 434. All right, so congratulations to anybody who made some money on these 2 stocks. That's my very honest thoughts on everything, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. I told y'all I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time, not 10 p.m. 8 p.m. All right, definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell, that way you don't miss out on future uploads. To be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, along with the reason why I take the trades that I take to begin with. That way you get to learn along the way. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media. Follow me at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.